All right, just real quick, I want to give a testimony. I remember when I was homeless and I used to listen to Hezekiah Walker's Better song, and I was singing "It Will Get Better," and and as well as Jacqueline Carr's "Jesus Is Bigger." He's so much bigger. When me and my mom was listening, homeless in the car, I used to listen to that one a lot. And "Jesus Is Beautiful" by CeCe Winans. But I was just watching Better on YouTube, and I was thinking how I used to sing that when I was homeless and watch that video when I was homeless, because these videos really minister to people when we are going through, of course. And I had lost my mom at that point, and I was by myself sleeping in the airport. I would sleep outside of stairwells in apartments. Wherever I would always try to find my way inside a hospital or the airport, or what else? Those are the main ones. Inside the hospital, family rooms, and the airport, the family rooms of the hospitals. But my point is, it did get better. Here I am 2 years later, and God blessed me. A Good Samaritan took me in October. I got my first apartment in October by the grace of God. Bishop helped me to pay that half of the double deposit. I paid my rent for about 2 years there, and then God elevated me to a better apartment. Even like 3 days before I moved into this apartment, I was already moving here, already had my deposit and everything. My job up and fired me. It was spiritual warfare. They didn't like my saved lifestyle. This young lady living an alternative lifestyle came to me with her and her lover's story, and I just told her the word. I didn't come to her. She came to me telling me her business, and I told her the word, because I don't believe in that. I believe in the word of God. So it would be a sin for me to just be like, oh yeah, that's okay, that's normal, when I know the word. So I have to tell the truth, because the blood is not going to be on my hand. And so ever since then, that same young lady had been lying on me, and finally they fired me because they wanted to. That's spiritual warfare. But it's okay, because I had been wanting to work at Amazon. I was like, man, I wish I knew where Amazon is. I wish I knew, because I want to go work for them, but I didn't know how. So anyway, I feel like God heard my heart. I just filled out online one day, and little to know, they were immediately hiring. As soon as I went, we got our badges. They said we start in 2 weeks. I said, Lord, take care of me these 2 weeks. Let me not even see a difference. Let me not miss a beat. I mean, I paid rent. That was during the time Trump had sent out the first check, so that covered my rent. The stimulus check, I filed for unemployment, got 2 of those checks, and let it go as soon as I started my job on the 1st. And it was like money was just flowing in. God was blessing me in the mix of this pandemic. I had my beautiful apartment. My coworkers had helped me move in. And I just want to let y'all know that God did bless me. It did get better. I'm gonna give y'all a tour once I finish decorating my apartment, because I like decorating, so I'm gonna give y'all a tour. And I know some people are like, don't do that. Oh, so what? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? If I want to give a tour, I'm gonna give a tour. You know, yes, God gives us wisdom, but I want to give a tour, and I'm giving a tour of my apartment because I like to decorate. So I'm gonna show y'all each room. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know, I went from one apartment. That first apartment was, I experienced things in that apartment. It was creatures in that apartment. But I was grateful because I had a roof over my head. It was creatures. It was rodents. But God humbled me in homelessness, and I felt like that was the best apartment for me to go to beginning out, because it reminded me to always stay humble in life. And some of you young people, stay humble. Don't forget where God has brought you from. And so I'm glad He's starting me out in like a old housing apartment, like an old Dallas house, an old Section 8 apartment, because it keeps me humble. And as old as it was, and the rodents that I experienced, the love and the Spirit of God was all up and through that apartment. It even feels like more so in this apartment. So I'm like, as much as you was in that other apartment, Lord, be in this apartment. This apartment is 50 times more beautiful. It's from the 80s, but it's still gorgeous. They remodeled it. It's beautiful, y'all. I'm going to fix it up so gorgeous. So that's why I said I'm going to give y'all a tour. But I just want to show y'all the grace of God. And then what the devil meant for bad, when they fired me, she was looking all crazy. Miss Trish, but by the grace of God, I didn't become homeless again, which is what they wanted. No. 3 days later, I was hired. That was the grace of God. I ain't never been hired, so I was worried about how am I going to tell them they fired me, this spiritual warfare, they ain't going to know. And 3 days later, I was hired. I went in for the interview, and then I had 2 weeks to wait, and all that money was coming and didn't miss a beat. What the devil meant for bad, God turned around for my good. And how about this? I worked 5 days a week at Walmart, was only off Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and worked from like 1 to 9 or 2 to 9, barely getting 8 hours for $11, 11 hours a day. I only worked 3 days a week at Amazon. and I make $15 an hour, 10-hour shifts, 9.5 really, and I'm making way more than I was making at Walmart, and have extra to do whatever I want. Shop crazy, go crazy, whatever. Spend crazy, throw it in the bag, because money ain't a thing. Just throw it in the bag. That's how God is blessing me, but he's spoiling me now. And now I see what my mama was talking about. When you serve God, there's some things you don't have to go through. You don't have to worry about a man beating you up, because I serve God, so I'm waiting on the right man. I don't have to worry about a man raping my kids when I have kids, because I'm going to wait on God for my husband, and he going to be there. Ain't nobody going to be coming in and out my house. There's certain things you have to worry about, and he'll favor you. He will spoil you. I don't need a pimp, don't need a boyfriend, don't need a man to pay my bills. Jesus already did that. Can't a man come in my life and take me somewhere that I haven't been for the most part, because I done been to Hawaii, I done been to Turks and Caicos, to the Bahamas, to Puerto Rico. Where haven't I been? I've cruised, I've seen the world, been to Disney World, we travel, Myrtle Beach, you name it. Every year just going somewhere in the States with the PAW convention growing up. And then my mom and I traveled, we did cruises, we went to other countries, you name it, Jamaica, Mexico, Hawaii. I done been there by the grace of God. So it's nothing that a man can show me, because God already showed it to me. He already blessed me with it through my mom, and then even through me. He's favored me. So not bragging on me, I am bragging on the grace of God. So it did get better by the grace of God. So I'm encouraging somebody out there, if you turn your life over to God, he reigns on the just and the unjust, saints and sinners alike. He loves us all. But certain blessings you can't get until you totally surrender your life to him, like the right mate. You can get a mate, but if you want the right mate he has for you, you're going to have to surrender to him. If you want the anointing, if you want the ministry, the true ministry God has for you, but it's for his glory, it's not yours, you have to surrender your life to him. If you want those spiritual blessings, because I'm not talking about just a car, a maid, a job, a career, promotion. I'm talking about spiritual blessings, going to nations, or preaching, turning from a prostitute to an evangelist within your neighborhood. Certain blessings you can only get if you surrender your life to him. And you don't have to worry about catching diseases. Then he can heal you from a disease if you caught it. That he'll just show you your grace. He'll show you his grace. They say that AIDS can't be healed, but Dwayne Woods had it. God healed him. He came to the PAW convention when I was a teenager. I told my teacher that, my science teacher, she was like, no, it must not have been AIDS. And nothing's impossible for God. He created everything. So he has the cure for everything. Even when the enemy brings things and things that came from sin, he can cure it if you humble yourself. And I'm coming to let y'all know that God blessed me, and it has gotten better. 2 years later, I'm in a beautiful apartment, and I'm going up from here. I'm planning to move to better from here by his grace. In him I live, move, and have my being. So hold on to God's unchanging hand. Seek God. Young ladies, you don't need a man. You don't need a boyfriend to pay your bills, to sleep around, to pay your car note. No. Give your life to God. He'll do it. He bless you with legs and a feet. Go get a job. Get a good job. He'll bless you to do it. And by you doing it, it's still him doing it. Because in him we live, move, and have my being. I would not have this job or this apartment if it wasn't for God's grace. Shouldn't have even been open. Shouldn't even been allowed, but God's grace opened the doors. That's his faith. When you don't even have the right utensils to be approved for something, and God's grace approved you anyway. That's what I'm living in, his favor. When I moved into this apartment and it blew my mind, I was like, I didn't know it was gonna be this nice. I was like, what love is this? And you know what, it had me questioning, like, God, who are you? Who are you? I know you and I serve you. I'm saved. I know God. But I don't know him enough, because this is too much good mercy. This is too much favor. This is too much love. I want to know you more, to see how loving you are, to see how gracious you are. He'll put people in that spot just for you, so they'll bless you. And then a few months later, they gone. A few weeks later, they was there just for you. You know what I'm saying? Might have been at Walmart. Maybe I witnessed to somebody and they got through to him, and I was there for that moment before they let me go. Same thing. He'll put people in the area just for you, to bless you. And now it's gotten better, and it's getting more better. And hard times will come, bad times will come, through good or may, but I'm serving God. I want y'all to know that when you live for Christ, he's a miracle worker. And I don't care if you go through loss. I lost my mom, could have lost my mind, but God kept my mind. I said, God, give me peace in this, and he did. I'm here to let you know there is nothing impossible for God. Nothing is impossible for God. Absolutely nothing. God is a miracle worker. He will take your no and turn it into a yes. I said nothing, young people, older people, is impossible for God. I don't care how long you've been in the world, how much you like to smoke, drink, fornicate, sleep with, be homosexual, drug addict, smoke, cuss,